Good morning, students. In my previous lecture, I have already discussed about the basic introduction of automatic generation control. So, in the next lecture, we are going to discuss about three models of the automatic load frequency control. So, as you know, from previous knowledge for previous lecture, for automatic generation control, we have mainly two parts. In the left hand side, you can see this is your uh, automatic load frequency control part, okay, which is operated by some speed governor system, turbine and generator module. And in the right hand side, we have the automatic voltage control. Now in the automatic load frequency control, it is mainly a mechanical system. So here the transfer function, here the time constant part, it is larger. But in case of automatic voltage control, this is mainly the electrical system, and here the time constant is faster. Okay, so for mechanical system, time constant is larger, that is the system is slower, and for excitation system or AVR, automatic voltage regulator, system is slower. So they will not interact or they will not disturb each other operation. Okay, so now today we are going to discuss about only LFC block diagram, that is automatic load frequency control. In automatic load frequency control, you can see it has three parts. In the first part, we have the speed governor system, which will control the steam flow to the turbine. Therefore, it is called speed governor system. Next part is the turbine system. Turbine will rotate when steam flow to the turbine blade, and it will rotate the turbine blades. Okay, and next part is the generator part. That generator rotor mounted on same shaft of the turbine. Okay, and there we have the generator system. So we are going to discuss about these three models for load frequency control. You can see here the three models: speed governor system model, turbine model and generator model. Now consider problem controlling the power output of the generator is closely lit areas to maintain schedule frequency. Suppose in a particular area we have many generators which are connected with the infinite bus. So in that case, your system frequency and voltage are taken constant, they will not change. Therefore, as a whole, we can consider all generators as a single generator or equivalent generator. Okay, so in that area, these generators in such a way, they will consist a coherent group. Okay, and this area will be called a single area. This particular area will be called as a single area or single control area, okay, for low frequency control. So next I am going to discuss about speed governor system. This is the diagram of speed governor system. So here you can see we have many parts, but mainly you have to consider this speed flyball speed governor. This portion is called the flyball speed governor system. This part is called the hydraulic amplifier, which will control the main piston. There is some linkage mechanism or some lever mechanism, which is denoted by this. And at last we have a speed changer. This speed changer, it is connected with the output. It is mainly connected on the output side, and that controller, that operator person will control this. Okay. So these are the major four portion of speed governor system. And in the output side, we are controlling the opening of the nozzle to the turbine, so steam can flow to the turbine. So when it is this opening is less, which is operated by this main piston, then what will happen? Few amount of small amount of steam will flow to the turbine and turbine will rotate slower. But when this opening become larger, so more steam flow will come to the turbine and turbine will rotate faster. So it is according to our requirement. So in the next part, we are going to derive the model side by side. So here we are showing these four things, that is flywheel, speed governor, hydraulic amplifier, linkage mechanism and speed governor. I am already tell you the names for the major parts of the speed governor system. So first of all, flywheel speed governor, how it will operate. So here you can see this flywheel, it is connected with B, and here A and C part. So it is connected at the middle of the this lever, ABC lever. Now when speed or frequency increases, this fly ball, they will rotate faster. They will rotate faster, and due to centrifugal force, this fly ball try to move outward direction. Okay, so when it will try to move in the outward direction, then what will happen? The point B connected with the fly ball, it will move in the downward direction. It will move in the downward direction like this. Okay, so when B moves downward direction and A point is taken fixed, so at that time C will move in the downward direction like this. Okay, clear? The next part, hydraulic amplifier. In hydraulic amplifier, we have, you can see, two pilot valves. This one is the upper pilot valve and lower pilot valve. Upper pilot valve, and this is upper pilot valve and lower pilot valve. Now some high pressure oil, it is coming into the system and it will try to flow through the main chamber. So when D moves in the upward direction, or upward upper pilot valve moves in the upward direction, then what will happen? This upper path is open, and this high pressure oil will come to the main chamber in upper path. Okay, and it will push the main piston in the downward direction, and this opening, this nozzle will nozzle will open, and more steam will flow to the turbine. Okay, this is the process. Now see, upper pilot valve moves in the upward direction. So more oil will come to the upper path to the main chamber, and main piston goes downward direction due to the pressure of the oil, high pressure oil, and then more steam will flow towards the turbine. This is the basic process. Similarly, when lower pilot valve moves in the lower direction, oil will come in the main chamber by the lower path. So it will push the main piston in the upward direction. So main piston will goes upward direction, and less steam will flow to the turbine, and turbine blade will rotate slower. So this is the basic process of this system. Now in the next part, we have linkage mechanism. Linkage mechanism is basically the lever system. Okay, that particular ABC lever, C, D, E lever in the system. These are the linkage mechanism. And speed changer, when we require to increase to generate higher power, or you can say that your power demand increases. Suppose there is a plant which can generate 100 megawatt power. Okay, now you have power demand increases to 120 megawatt, that is 20 megawatt increases. So you have to increase the power generation. So in that case, what will happen? That particular operation increases, operated by the operator. So operator will operate the speed changer, that will give the information that you have to raise the power. Okay, and accordingly the system will work. Now we are going to discuss about the basic model of the speed governor system. So in the speed governor system, you can see, first we are considering ABC lever. which is connected with speed changer and flywheel. Okay, so first of all, consider the steady state condition initially. So here we have the steady state frequency, that is f naught is the system frequency or speed. It is generally 50 hertz. Now E naught G, generator output, equals to turbine output, that is neglecting generator losses. So we are neglecting any kind of generator losses. So that is the P naught G. Okay, generator output. Initially, suppose it is considered 100 megawatt. Okay, and the third one is the steam valve setting. Uh, uh, Steam valve setting will operate the steam flow to the turbine. Okay, and it depends on the movement of E point. So it is denoted initially, the position is YE naught. So now in this lever system, you can see ABC lever is there. First of all, the movement of C is important here. Now movement of C mainly depends on the movement of A and movement of B. And movement of A, it mainly depends on the movement of speed changer. Depends on the speed changer operation. Similarly, movement of B, it mainly depends on the flywheel operation. It mainly depends on the change in flywheel speed generator. Okay. So in the next part, we are considering movement of C due to movement of A only. We have two input here, movement of A and movement of B. But here we are considering one at a time. So movement of C due to movement of A only. Okay. Therefore, B point is taken fixed. B point is taken fixed, and it is this lever system. It is pivoted at middle B. Okay. So when we require to generate more power, suppose you have, instead of 100, now you have to generate 120. So you have to generate 20 megawatt extra. At that time, you have to rise the power, rise the generation in power. So for rise in power, the speed changer, it will go in the downward. Speed changer, it will go in the downward direction. Okay. So then what will happen? A moves in the downward direction. You can see A moves in the downward direction, and the lever pivoted at B. Then C, it will move in the upward direction. And always remember that for this particular or any kind of operation, any movement in lower side, it is taken positive, and any movement in upper side, it is taken negative sign. Okay. So lower movement is positive, upper movement is negative. So in the first step, you can see del YA is proportional to del PGC, because you have to generate 20 megawatt extra. Instead of 20 megawatt, you have to generate 40 megawatt. Then del PGC, that is 40 megawatt. So these two are directly proportional. Okay. So next, Kc is the proportionality constant in the next equation. You can see next, in the next equation, from B point, fixed point B, you have to consider the length L1 and L2. That is, AB is L1 and BC is L2. So the equation becomes del YA divided by L1 equals to del YC dash divided by L2. Okay. In the upper, in the numerator, we are taking the movement, and in the denominator, we are taking the distance from the fixed point of the lever. And in the right hand side, you have a negative sign. Why? Because you can see when A moves downward in the positive direction, and C will move in the upward direction, that is in the negative direction. Therefore, we are taking negative sign for C. This is the process. So after taking it, minus del YC dash, it is taken equals to minus L2 by L1 del YA. And if we take the, if we put the expression from the previous expressions, we put the expression of del YA from the previous expression, it becomes minus L2 by L1 Kc del PGC. This is the equation. okay, with minus sign. And now L2 by L1, it is taken K1 constant. So in the next slide, we're considering A point is fixed and movement of C mainly depends on movement of B only. So movement of B, it is controlled by the frequency or speed of fly ball. So they are proportional. Del YB is proportional to del F. So when this fly ball moves faster with larger frequency, B will come in the downward direction, that is positive direction. So it is proportional. Or del YB is equals to K2 dash del F. The next part, same process, del YC double dash divided by the distance from the fixed point. A is the fixed point now. Now AC, take distance AC in the denominator. So del YC dash equals to divided by L1 plus L2 equals to del YB divided by L1. So this is the equation. So after simplifying this, we have del YC double dash, that is L1 plus L2 by L1 K2 dash del F. Just we are putting the expression of del YB from the previous expression. Finally, the whole part L1 plus L2 divided by L1 K2 dash, it is taken K2 constant. So del YC double dash equals to K2 del F. This is the second equation. So in the next slide, if we consider both movement of A and movement of B, both, then what will be the net movement of C? That is del YC is equals to del YC dash plus del YC double dash equals to minus K1 KC del PGC plus K2 del F. This is the equation number 1. We are taking the movement of A and B both. Now consider the movement of D. Movement of D is very important. Movement of D actually controls the movement of pilot valve. Here you can see movement of D, it mainly controls the movement of this pilot valve. So the movement of D is very important for our speed governor operation. So now, here movement of D here mainly depends on the movement of C and movement of E. You can see it mainly depends on movement of C and movement of E. So in the next slide, you can see we are taking movement of D due to movement of E only. Same process just like before. So we are considering the movement of E only. So the levers CDE mainly pivoted or fixed at C point. When E moves downward, D moves downward. And what will be the equation? These lengths are taken L3 and L4 as shown in figure. So it becomes del YD dash divided by L3 equals to del YE divided by L3 plus L4. This will be the equation. So it becomes del YD dash equals to L3 by L3 plus L4 into del YE. Now consider the movement of D due to movement of C only. Now when E point is fixed, when C comes downward, D comes downward. So both are taken positive. So del YD double dash by L4 equals to del YC divided by L3 plus L4. This is the equation. Now it is comes to this equation. This is the second movement due to movement of C. So if we take the combination of both, what we have? We have the net movement of YD. That is the del YD single dash plus del YD double dash. So finally we get this equation L3 by L3 plus L4 into del YE plus L4 divided by L3 plus L4 into del YC. if we take constant, this two part is constant, then we have K3 and K4 constant term, K3 and K4 constant term. So this one, and now this part, it is taken your equation number 2. It is taken your equation number 2. Okay. Now movement of E is important. Now movement of E is actually the movement of main piston. So when D moves upward direction, when D moves in the upward direction, that is in the negative direction, oil will come to the upper path to the main chamber, to the main piston, and it will give pressure to the piston in the downward direction. Now it will take some time dt, therefore we are taking this integration sign. Then what will be the expression? Del y is proportional to integration 0 to k minus del yd dt. Why minus? Because for upward movement of d, piston, main piston or E point moves downward, therefore we are taking this minus sign for d. Okay. So finally get this expression. We are taking some proportionality constant K5, and this must be the equation number 3. So in the next part, we have the movement of 3 points, C, D and E. And this C, D, E movement mainly controls the movement of piston, movement of the main piston. So after taking Laplace transformation from equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3, what you have with zero initial condition, this is from equation number 1, Laplace transform of equation number 1. Del YCS equals to minus K1 Kc del PGCS plus K2 del Fs. Now this F, it is capital because it is in S domain or Laplace domain. Equation number 4. Now taking Laplace transformation of equation number 2, what you have? Del YDS equals to K3 del YCS plus K4 del YES, and it is equation number 5. And then the next part, after taking integration of after taking Laplace transformation of that equation number 3 with some integration, we have this 1 by s part, because this is an integration. So del YES equals to minus K5 1 by s del YDS. This is your equation number 6. So from these 3 equations, you have to model the speed governance system. So from equation number 5, you can write, this equation. Just put del YD from equation 5 to equation 6, and we have this equation. Now next, after separating del YES part, we have this equation. Okay, after separating this one, we got this equation. Now here del YCS, we get it from equation number 4. Just put this expression and we will get this. Okay, so you can say this is very easy. So in the next equation, del YES is equals to, this is the ultimate equation for ES, K1 K3 C del PGS minus K2 K3 del FS divided by K4 plus S by K5. This is the ultimate equation of del YES. Okay. Now simplifying this, we are just writing del PGCS minus 1 by R del FS into KSG divided by 1 plus TSG plus S. TSGS. So this is our equation of a control system. But here we don't know 1 by R. What is 1 by R? What is KSG, KTG, TSG? You have to find out. So in the next slide, You can see from the previous equation we got this equation. So here R is the speed regulation of the governor, and it is actually K1 Kc by K2 from the previous equation. We get it from the previous equation, this equation. After simplifying this, we got, instead of this part, we are writing 1 by R. Okay, that is 1 by R. It becomes 1 by R. Speed regulation. Now Ksg is the gain of the speed governor, and this expression of K1 K3 Kc divided by K4, and Tsg, this is the time constant of the speed governor, that is 1 by K4 K5. Okay, so these are the three parts, and this is a familiar equation for control system, so you can easily find out the block diagram for speed governor system. Now here, from this expression, from this part, you have to find out the block diagram. Now del YES, it is taken in the output. Now del PGC, this is one input taken, and del Fs with minus 1 by R, with minus 1 by R, it is taken in the feedback part. This is basically frequency is basically the output, and so it is taken in the negative feedback. So for control system, we all know that our equation is GS, closed loop transfer function is GS divided by 1 plus minus GSHS . 1 plus GSHS. So this is your closed loop transfer function. Okay. So what will be the GS? What will be the planned transfer function? This one. That is TSG divided by 1 plus KSG divided by 1 plus TSGS. So this is your planned transfer function. This one is planned transfer function. Okay. So this is your output del YS. This is your two input. One input del PGCS. Another from feedback, negative feedback, that is minus 1 by R del Fs. Okay. And then it will come to the planned transfer function. So now this output del YES, it will go to the turbine. Actually, it is controlling the turbine steam flow. Okay. So in the next part, the output of the speed governor system must be the input to the turbine model. So here you can see del YE, that is a steam valve movement. It is the input to the turbine model. Then we have two stages, HP stage, LP stage. LP turbine, HP turbine. They are connected by this reheater. Now dynamic response is largely influenced by these two factors. First one is entrant steam between inlet steam valve and first stage of turbine. And storage action in reheater, which causes the output of LP stage to lag behind that of HP stage. When LP stage lag behind, now by the help of this reheater, we can reheat the LP stage and we can do the operation. So in the next part, the turbine transfer function is characterized by these two factors. But for this one, we consider the range is taken, time constant range is taken 0.2 to 0.5 second. 0.2 to 0.5 second. This time period is very less in compared to the whole time, whole action. So therefore, we consider only a single planned transfer function without no feedback. So we have a reheater here, but we are not taking it. We are as a whole, we are taking the turbine transfer function like this, KT divided by 1 plus T suffix T into S. Okay, so this is the operation of turbine model. So in my next class, we are going to discuss about the generator model. In generator model, actually the output of the turbine is input to the generator. Okay, and here for zero generator loss, we consider PGS, PGS, it is taken equals to PTS. Okay. So I'll discuss this later in my next class. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you.